Toastmaster Hari Narayanan, a stitch in time. A stitch in time, Toastmaster Hari Narayanan.
Thank you. Thank you, TM Modi. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, in this speech, I'm going to talk about my recent learnings on money management. Money management. It's a boring topic, right? I get you. I'll try to be as crisp as possible. So, before we go into that, first, a quick disclaimer. So, this talk is to just share my learnings so far about finance and money management in the last 6 months. And I personally don't have any affiliations, or I'm not a financial expert as well. So please don't take this as a financial advice. So this is just what I'm sharing for my learnings. First of all, what is money management? It's about how we handle different aspects of our finance, making budget, setting goals, so that we can live a life in our own terms. It's not about being greedy. It's not about being the richest person, buy the most luxurious car, go for exotic occasions. No, it's not like that. It is simple. Money management is about planning, optimizing our finance so that we can live our life in our own terms. Personally, I was not into this money management when I started my job 10 years back. Like everyone, I was never cared about money, like where it goes. I was spending lavishly. I bought a home, bought a bike, bought a car, jewelries. But soon, the reality stuck. How many of you had this situation of empty pockets after the first week of your salary? Quick show of hands. I assume at least half of us would have been in this situation. Even if not here, but that's the reality of most of the salaried people. When we get the salary credited message, that little part, we employees call it as happiness. But it won't last long. We have commitments, we have EMIs, we have loans, we have bills to pay. We are stuck in a limbo. We are unable to move up or move out. So for the next 4 minutes, I am going to talk about what I have learned to come over this. So this is my agenda. I wanted to talk about the importance of a financial discipline, which we all need before getting to this money management business. And I want to give a brief overview about what are the options that I found to protect and grow our money. And the last thing is related to tax, which is mostly overlooked by the salaried person. So I wanted to give a quick talk about the taxes and different benefits that we can utilize from taxes. First, on the financial discipline part. This is one of the best pictures I found in internet, which emphasized about financial discipline. This clearly shows the perks of investing early, controlling our impulses when we are young. If you carefully look at this example, the first person who started investing 5,000 for just 10 years, but he started investing early. The second person who invested late for the same 5,000 for the next 30 years. When you look at the returns at the end of the tenure, the person who invested early still got better returns than the one who invested late. This is the power of compounding. That's what many people call. I remember this when one of my relatives was teaching about money management when I was 25. But at that time, I didn't believe in it. But recently, when I looked into the formula of compound interest, I realized the important part of the formula, where time is actually an exponent, which means the more time the money is invested, the exponential the returns will be. So that's the discipline that we have to come up with. Yes, so this is about financial discipline, right? Okay, then I started asking my question. Yes, Hari, now I understand financial discipline. What are the options to protect my money? I found these three options are must-haves for me. First, the least risky one, fixed deposits. Apparently the most popular one in the Indian households. So more than 50% of our households actually follow this model. Since banks are very well regulated in India by the Reserve Bank of India, so this is the go-to option for all our emergency funds. That's what I felt. The second thing I was looking was for insurance. Yeah, we all have a family. We need to take care in case of emergencies. So I realized insurance is a must-have. There are a lot of different insurance options are available. There are a lot of good insurance as well. But I found these two insurance types which are interesting and which also which I felt is required. First is the health insurance. We all would have heard about the cost of a health care during our pandemic, right? At the peak, even these private hospitals were charging 2 to 4 lakhs for just a COVID treatment, right? So a health insurance would have actually saved these medical emergencies. The second thing, it's also an interesting insurance, that is the term insurance. This is an interesting insurance because we pay relatively less premium and get a cover for a large amount, in crores actually. I'm not going to talk in detail about these, but it is worth checking this insurance option. The third important aspect that I thought is required for me was pension planning. We can't work for like all our life, but we have to pay our bills until we are alive. So having a pension plan would help us to take care of us during our golden years. I found a great plan called NPS, National Pension Scheme, by the Government of India. So which talks about, which actually provides great benefits. There are a lot of other benefits are available, but this actually is something which is worth checking. Yes, Hari, this is all about protection, right? Okay, so how can I actually grow my wealth? So that was like next question I had, right? So for that, I actually found these are the options, but the biggest disclaimer is this is the most riskiest part. I'm not an expert here. I'm not going to talk in detail about all this, but I found a lot of interesting content in the internet which talks about this. And also lately, Indians are hugely interested in this space. So a data which shows that like in the last 1 year, more than 50% of new demat accounts have been opened in BSE and NSE, the stock market exchanges in India. So that is going to be huge. So there is like a lot of interest which is going on in this space as well. But always remember the risk associated with these financial instruments. And before investing in these, okay, you have to be careful. It is completely based on the risk appetite of each and every individual. And the third and the most important part is about taxes, right? So this has been like overlooked by most of the salaried employees because 20 to 30% of our salaries goes into these taxes. And we generally don't care much about this because this gets deducted even before the money comes into our pocket. But Government of India actually provides a lot of benefits like house rent allowances, exemptions from different things like medical expenses and provident funds. So there are a lot of benefits provided by government. So we have to understand the taxes, use the benefits wisely, and pay our taxes and be a good citizen. So to summarize all of this, right? So all of us are like busy working on our daily lives, running behind our schedules, like working for like promotions, hikes. But it is also important to think about what we do with the money that we get, how we can make good use of it. Remember the compound interest graph. A stitch in time saves 9. Thank you for the opportunity. Over to you, TM.